MFA updates.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to MFA Update. This is a weekly program where we talk about Thailand's foreign affairs and activities. And you're here with me, Grace Nishaka Pumi. For this week's edition, we will talk with Kun Naruchai Ninnad, Deputy Director General of the Department of Consular Affairs. He will tell us about the evacuation of Thai nationals in Sudan.
The foreign affairs that matter. Special guests from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. This is the MFA Updates.
Hello, Kun Naruchai. Welcome to the show. It's really nice to talk to you today.
สวัสดีครับ Good morning ครับคุณนิชกาคุณ Grace and a very good morning to our listeners on FM 88. It is my pleasure to be back at FM 88 again after quite some time.
All right, thank you so much. So today I would like you to tell us about the role of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in evacuating Thai nationals from Sudan, please.
Yes, sure, Kun Grace. So let me start off by briefly telling you and our listeners about the role of the Thai government in protecting our Thai nationals abroad. Okay. Currently, we have over 1.2 million Thai nationals living abroad, okay, excluding additional many millions of Thai tourists traveling abroad after the COVID-19 pandemic. So the main government agency that is tasked with overlooking and assisting Thai nationals abroad is the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and more specifically the Department of Consular Affairs or กรมการกงสุล in Thai, and even more specifically than that is the Division for the Protection of Thai Nationals Abroad, or กองคุ้มครองและดูแลผลประโยชน์คนไทยในต่างประเทศ Okay. So when Thai nationals abroad are in distress or in trouble and they seek assistance from us, the Department of Consular Affairs, together with our respective embassies and consulate general in the area, will respond to the call, which of course it ranges from small incidents such as loss of documents, illness, forced labor, up to very large-scale crises like natural disaster, pandemic, or civil unrest. That pose risk to the lives of our fellow Thai nationals, where evacuation may be required, such as in the recent cases in Wuhan, China, during the COVID-19 outbreak in 2020, the conflict in Ukraine in 2022, and the recent earthquake in Turkey. Okay, so in this case, in the armed conflict in Sudan, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is spearheading the evacuation operation together with the Royal Thai Air Force and many other related agencies to bring our Thai nationals safely out of Sudan and back to Thailand. Okay? So to sum up the outcome of this operation, if you may, Grace, in a brief one statement, we can truly say that this evacuation operation was carried out very successfully in a timely manner with the involvement of intra-government agencies through a well-planned, well-coordinated, and well-implemented evacuation process. So it resulted in the safety return of our Thai nationals to the hometown in Thailand.
It's good to hear that it went successfully. And as you've mentioned about the planning, so I wonder, can you tell us about details of the planning and the actual evacuation from Sudan back to Thailand, please?
Yes, of course, Grace. It's very detailed, and I would like to have you and the listeners imagine what really happened in the back scene, because what we see is only from the news that everyone returned to Bangkok, Thailand safely.
Yeah.
So let's go back a bit to April 15, when the armed conflict broke out in Khartoum and eventually spread to other parts of Sudan. At that time, the Royal Thai Embassy in Cairo, Egypt, which has jurisdiction covering Sudan, issued travel advisory to Thai nationals and Thai students in Sudan to be cautious of the incident, remain in a safe place and refrain from traveling, and the embassy has opened an emergency 24-hour hotline for Thai nationals. Okay. Back here, the Department of Consular Affairs also opened additional 3 emergency hotline numbers for the families to be able to contact us. Okay. And MFA also approved an emergency budget for the embassy in Cairo to purchase food and other necessities for around the 250 Thai nationals in Sudan through the help of our honorary consulate in Khartoum. Okay, that is the very first step.
Yeah.
Okay, and after that, after assessing the situation back home here, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs through the Department of Consular Affairs, we launched the so-called Rapid Response Center or RRC. And this is like the crisis management center, which is spearheaded by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and joined by other related agencies. In this case, it includes the Royal Thai Air Force, the Armed Forces, the National Security Councils, and our embassies in Cairo, in Riyadh, and our consulate in Jeddah. Okay, so after strategically considering various options for evacuation during this limited time, we then received the green light from the Prime Minister for the evacuation operation to take place and to send in 3 Air Force planes to Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, to evacuate Thai students and nationals because we can't send in our planes inside Sudan. Okay, so officers from the Air Force, including doctors and nurses, were to travel on this mission, as well as officers from our Ministry of Foreign Affairs, including myself also, and 4 of my colleagues. Yes, we also went on this mission to assist and coordinate on this evacuation process.
I see.
Okay, so this is the first step. The next step, Grace and our listeners, is one of the most challenging operations in this mission. Okay, which is to transport our Thai students and nationals out of the armed conflict zone in Khartoum. You know, they have to be transported by land from Khartoum to Port Sudan. Port Sudan is another city on the border of Sudan, which borders Saudi Arabia, but it has to be crossed by a ferry or by a boat, by a ship. Okay, so the embassy in Cairo and our honorary consulate in Khartoum, they had to use the utmost effort in trying to get buses for the transportation from Khartoum to Port Sudan. This was extremely difficult, you know, and at times it seemed very hopeless, you know, because rental companies, they do not want to send in the drivers and the cars to these conflict areas. It's very dangerous for them. But finally, our ambassador in Cairo and our honorary consul managed to pull it off. And our people were transported in 5 buses from Khartoum to Port Sudan, which they have to travel for over 800 kilometers. And they have to pass more than 10 road blockades by armed forces. Okay, but then eventually, after riding the buses for 14 to 20 hours, all of them reach a port of Sudan safely. Okay. So this is the very first step, that we transport them out of the conflict areas to Port Sudan to be ready to be transported across to Saudi Arabia. And so the next step, Grace, is also another challenging process. Of course, every stage is very challenging. But this one is also very challenging, as we have to find a vessel, a ship that will transport our people from Port Sudan across the Red Sea to Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. This stage, Grace and our listeners, this stage would not have been possible without the coordination by our embassy in Riyadh and our Thai ambassador in Riyadh. And more importantly, our Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs, Kundon Pramat Vinay, talked directly with his Saudi counterpart, requesting assistance for our Thai nationals to be transported across, because the Saudi, they have the Navy ships, they have the ferries, and they have the planes in Port Sudan, carrying people from Port Sudan across to Jeddah. So that's why we need to request assistance from the Saudi side. So as a result, from all our coordination at the very high level, Our Thai nationals and families were transported in different groups, from Port Sudan to Jeddah by the Saudi Navy ship, ferries, and also by plane. Of course, not together on the same day, but on consequent days. The ferry, of course, took 17 to 20 hours. It's very tiring indeed. If you consider the Thai students and nationals have to travel around 14 to 20 hours before this on the road trip. And then they have to continue on the 17 to 20 hours boat trip also. But eventually everyone reached Jeddah safe and sound, right? So now we're at the stage where we are away from the conflict-torn area. We arrived in Saudi Arabia. Once in Jeddah, the Thai embassy in Riyadh and the Thai Consulate General in Jeddah took over in assisting our Thai nationals before being flown back to Thailand. So they arranged accommodation and food while waiting to be transported on the day or two. And let me inform you that the accommodation and food while in Jeddah is also arranged by the Saudi side. So they arrange all of these things for our people. So it is very kind of the Saudi side. Okay, the first group of Thai 78 Thai nationals were flown back to Thailand on the Royal Thai Air Force plane Airbus A340 on the 27th of April. I also accompanied them on this flight, and the flight arrived in Thailand on the same day, 27 April. That's for 78 Thai nationals. Okay. The same Airbus returned to Jeddah to pick up the second group, consisting of 135 Thais and their family, and it arrived in Thailand on 29 April. So this was the second group. Then the final group, consisting of 5 Thai students, they were flown back on Air Force 3130 plane, and they arrived in Thailand on May 1st of May. So in total, there were 218 persons which were evacuated back to Thailand safely on this mission. 215 are Thai nationals, and the other 3 are foreign nationals who are family of these Thai nationals. So this all of these 218 people requested to be evacuated by us. So it's fair to say that we have evacuated all of those who requested to be transported back. Yes, and shortly after, just very briefly, once they arrived in Thailand, our Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha, and our Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs and other high-ranking officials welcomed the Thai nationals at the Air Force Airport. And since most of the Thai students are from the southern provinces, Grace, the southern border provinces administrative center, or in Thai, so Oboto, they provide assistance to these students by arranging accommodation in Bangkok and then flying them in the Air Force planes back to the southern provinces the next day. Okay. As for the other few Thai nationals, the Ministry of Social Development and Human Security and the Ministry of Labor, they provide assistance accordingly. Yes. So this is a very quite a detailed information on how our planning stage and our actual evacuation took place, Grace.
Yeah, it's actually good to hear because I see that it was a really elaborated plan and it requires so much effort from various agencies. So, and I heard that you mentioned along the way some challenges during the evacuation. So I would like you to tell us a little bit more on the obstacles for this operation.
Oh, yes, of course, Grace. As you know, every operation has its obstacles and challenges, depending on the scale and nature. In this Sudan operation, we had to overcome a number of challenges, which were quite demanding. Number one, we do not have a Thai embassy or consulate in the area in Sudan. So it was quite difficult to coordinate or even to have direct contact with our Thai nationals, and even more challenging when we have to organize the routes and transportation when we are not physically there. But we are, of course, lucky enough to have our honorary consul in Khartoum to assist us in this challenge. And number two is trying to find transportation, like I earlier mentioned, to bring our Thai nationals from Khartoum to port of Sudan. So this was very demanding, and sometimes it seems very difficult to overcome this challenge, because without this transportation, there is no way our Thai nationals can be transported out of the area. This is another challenge. The third challenge that I might raise is, of course, finding the vessels or the planes to cross from Port Sudan to Jeddah. Okay, this is another obstacle, but of course this is being assisted by the Saudi side, like I mentioned before. Okay, the other major obstacle is trying to seek permission for the diplomatic flight clearances of the three Air Force planes. So when our planes fly from Bangkok to Jeddah, they have to fly over the airspace of many countries, and we have to seek flight clearances. If I'm not mistaken, it was we have to fly over 7 or 8 countries, and it usually takes time, because of the national security reasons. So these are the major obstacles or challenges which we were able to overcome. Grace.
And what about the lesson learned or the best practices from this operation? What have you learned from this operation?
I would say, Grace, that the best practices from this operation, or the main lesson learned, is that in crisis situations such as this one, we do not have the luxury of time to prepare, or to have a new working protocol. We need to be equipped with SOPs ready to be implemented, and crisis center ready to be launched. All of this could be seen during the Sudan operation. MFA and the Air Force, we have such SOPs ready in hand. We have evacuation plans, and the Rapid Response Center, or the RRC, it was ready to be launched instantly. So this was one of our best practices that helped us in the successful implementation of this operation. The second lesson that we have learned is that successful and timely operation can only be achieved through well-coordinated intra-government agencies cooperation. So in this case, the MFA, the Air Force, our embassies and consulates, and our other agencies have coordinated so closely and shared developments in every step of the operation. And lastly, I think one of the lessons learned and the best practices that we have is that the Thai embassy in Cairo, they have the information and contact details of our Thai nationals in Sudan. So this helped a lot in times of crisis, when the embassy needs to contact and provide assistance to our Thai nationals abroad.
So could you leave some advice to our listeners on the crisis situation, how to manage it?
Just only a simple reminder, actually, just for our general Thai nationals who travel abroad. Just like when I advise my family, relatives, and friends, first and foremost of all, when you go abroad, just make sure that you go legally. Meaning you should have the required visa. If you go to work, get a working visa. If you go for tourist, get a tourist visa, and so on and so forth. So it is much easier and more accessible for the Thai embassies and consulates to provide you with timely assistance in times of crisis if you are there legally. And of course, you should have a health insurance also, because unexpected medical costs in times of crisis abroad may be very, very expensive. Okay. Second is, you should always have the hotline contact numbers of the Thai embassy and consulate in the area where you will be traveling, as well as the 24-hour hotline of the Department of Consular Affairs. These numbers can be easily found on the website, on the internet. So just have these numbers in hand. In case of crisis, you need to contact them directly. Okay. And finally, just rest assured that the Department of Consular Affairs, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, including our embassies and consulates, we stand by to provide assistance and protection to our fellow Thais in time of crisis around the world. As stated in our motto in Thai, we said, we have this motto การทูตเพื่อประชาชนทุกแห่งหนเราดูแล or in English people diplomacy everywhere we care.
All right, so I guess your advice is directing to like people, our listeners in general, me included as well. So thank you so much, Kun Naruchai, for being in our show and giving us a lot of useful information and update on the evacuation from Sudan. So thank you so much.
Yes, ขอบคุณครับคุณ Grace and a very nice weekend to our listeners on FM 88 สวัสดีครับ
And that was Kun Naruchai Ninnad, Deputy Director General of the Department of Consular Affairs, talking about the evacuation of Thai nationals in Sudan. And with that, we conclude the program for this week. If you want to listen to this episode or the previous episodes of the MFA Update again, please visit the YouTube channel, MFA Thailand, or you can check out our Facebook page, FM88 Radio Thailand English. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you next time. I'm Grace Nishika Phumi. Happy weekend. สวัสดีค่ะ
MFA updates